Hi, welcome to His and Hers video podcast. My name's Melissa.
And I'm Sean.
And this is episode
31. 31.
Yeah. What's going on with you?
What's going on with me? Not much. Playing games. Procrastinating on my washcloth. It's a work in progress.
Do what makes you happy.
You have to work on it, though, to make progress.
I didn't get to play any video games.
We need to kill some zombies this week.
I would love to kill some zombies.
Would you like to shoot some zombies with me?
I'm excited.
Awesome.
So what have you been playing?
I'm still stuck back in the world of Amalur, Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, which was the big, huge game, Studio 38, Curt Schilling debacle, for any of you in New England who are familiar with that whole thing that happened. I started a new character. You can start as many characters as you want, and there's lots of different options on how to play, and I'm playing completely different. Finding it's a lot harder, but way more enjoyable. So
I think it's more
equally,
along the...
I mean, equally as enjoyable. It was a lot of fun the first time, but...
And I think that it's growth for you in gaming, because that's not normally how you approach games. This is more along the role-playing game magic.
Yeah, for anyone familiar with, World at War terminology, I've always considered myself a tank that just has lots of armor and big weapons and kind of stands there and takes it. And ends up winning in the end, just because I can outlast most people.
I kind of like that perspective, like, in life.
Yeah.
So I think that that's good, but it's good that you're stretching your
so now,
horizons.
I'm a smaller character, weaker armor, but a lot more ways in which to kill people.
Cool.
Which is awesome.
It is.
So, haven't really done too much more on Assassin's Creed.
I haven't seen you play that at all.
Haven't played it since I decided to start another character in Kingdoms of Amalur.
Right.
So, and the genre of game that is that kind of game, which is an action RPG, is just way more up. I saw a video online. My brother posted this, and it was really funny. They were making fun of Skyrim, and it was Skyrim Movers. I don't know if you've seen this.
Mm-mm.
You should go. Everyone go find Skyrim Movers because it's hilarious. It's
Skyrim Movers, M-O-V-E-R-S.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's a duct tape helmet, kind of like the Skyrim helmet, and they call the guy, and he shows up to move his stuff. And it's the video, and he's walking around the house, and he goes up to something, and they're asking because he's a mover. So in the game, you just walk up to stuff, and it disappears, and it ends up in your inventory. So he's walking around the house, walking up to stuff, and boxes just disappear. But he can only carry 300 pounds. So he's walking around, and all this stuff is you can't see it, because he's shirtless. That's the other thing. These movers have to be shirtless, because that's just a joke. So by the time he gets outside at the end, all the guys are like, "Did you take everything from that back room? Because that stuff's staying." And then you hear the sound that is you unloading your inventory, and everything just falls out from him on the lawn. And it's just it's exactly the kind of game that Skyrim is, and it's just kind of funny. And I'm not saying that all RPGs...
I think if Beverly hasn't seen that she'll like that
It's
a lot.
hilarious.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. Shirtless Skyrim movers. They look for him in the yellow pages, and there he is. So it's really fun. But I'm not trying to say that all RPGs are super realistic where it shows you picking stuff up, because they're not. But I'm not into... I graduated from Final Fantasy a long time ago.
Not that there's anything wrong with
the whole
Final Fantasy.
I'm just not into the whole turn-based...
Me neither.
You have to sit there, you set up a bunch of stuff, and you hit the button,
and
then
randomly decides
crap happens or it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And then you have to wait while the enemy throws stuff at you and little numbers pop over your head. And it's just not what I'm looking for when I play RPGs.
Your brother, on the other hand, that is
his kind
his
of
thing.
I mean, he likes other stuff too, but I've even talked to him about borrowing Reckoning, and he hasn't really sought me out for it. So I think,
I think he needs to... You guys need to have a boys' night.
He got big into Knights of the Old Republic, which is Star Wars.
Yeah.
World at War.
Right.
Which is what he was... World of Warcraft. So that's kind of his thing.
He really wanted you to play World of Warcraft, but we just don't, one, have the time with really young children, and two...
To do a pay service like that, that's tough. If you have to you know, that's kind of, and that's funny I say that, and then I'm PlayStation Plus, and I've paid for that year subscription, but it's not like a monthly thing, which
right.
is, so, anyway, that's, and Assassin's Creed is that way too, but it's not an open world. I mean, it is to an extent, but once you get into an area, you've got things you have to do, and it's kind of...
And you're doing pretty well at doing all the stuff in each area as you
go. There are a ton of side quests. I don't know.
There's a lot of searching for treasure.
Yeah, but I'm into treasure. Anyway, that leads me to the new other game that I did pick up. The game that I did play a demo for is Dungeon Hunter Alliance, which is a PS Vita game that I got the free demo for. And I believe it is $26.99 if you want to buy the full version, which I might buy. I played through the demo and it was really fun. It's a lot like Reckoning, so much so that I think they probably ripped some stuff off from them, which is fine, because it doesn't look like Reckoning is going anywhere, and it's kind of dead in the water in terms of a sequel, so I don't mind that. But it was refreshing to find something, and this was the first RPG for the Vita, so it's the first something like that for a handheld. And there's multiplayer component too, which I think is really the only thing Reckoning is missing. Being able to team up with somebody and run around and do that stuff with somebody else, which would be a lot of fun. But they're having a hard time figuring out how to make that work. They tried it with Diablo. Remember we played Diablo back in college with other people, and it kind of worked. It was a little weird, but it kind of worked.
I didn't like that game. I got all the way to the end, that last room, and I just couldn't beat it.
There's just too many of those. What were they?
I don't even remember, but like so many hours.
Yep.
Oh.
So that's really what I've been doing. Things I'm looking forward to. Still, God of War is coming out next month, so that's exciting. That's pretty much it on the horizon.
Cool.
How about you?
Thank you for asking. I've been well.
Good.
I finished some stuff.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I finished.
And they do look great.
Thank you. This is Twisted Fiber Arts in the Arial base in the Scrabble colorway, and they are almost identical. The toes don't match exactly. This one has a little bit of a darker tip than this one, even though the rows are exactly the same. The decreases are at the same point. Everything is the same, except if you look when I line everything up, starting here, every other row for the orange is 3 rows of knitting longer. So there's more orange. So it eventually overtakes the blue as you go up.
But, now if you want to really wear one sock on the left foot all the time.
And then the heels are a little bit off as well because of that same issue. These are a gift. They're a birthday present for my best friend. And she already knows. I texted her when I bound off and Kitchener the second toe. I don't feel like I have this thing where everything needs to be perfect all the time. If people do that's their thing, that's fine. I just really want my socks to match.
Yeah, you were pretty angry.
I love this yarn, and it was so fun to knit. It was a joy to knit, but
the colors are great.
I worked really hard to make them match, and they should by all means match, but because it was warped one too many every other color, so however they have their grid set up, I'm not going to give that magic away. We know how to do it, and I'm not giving it away.
I've already forgotten, so...
it's up here.
Alright, write it down, and then eat it.
I'm just a little sad. That's all. Like, it's not... A couple of my friends left comments on my Instagram. They're like, oh yeah, they're so awful. Here, let me take them off your hands.
See, that's what I thought. Because when you look at them, it's like...
What's the problem? That's the problem.
It's not a problem.
It's fine.
Bleach it a little bit.
No! That'll cause the fibers to break down. Oh. So I will in the future...
I almost got hit there.
Oh, you did?
I'll try harder next time.
In the future, I would like to knit with this yarn again. I'm not buying any more yarn for a while, so we're going to leave it at that. And I did have a little bit left over. These were in my Tangerine Designs yarn TARDIS bags. And the inside have stars.
Those are bigger on the inside.
And I had quite a bit left over. So I'm thinking of doing socks for Ella. We'll see.
She'll like it.
I think so. And that's all I finished this week. I have made some progress on my shipwrecked, and I keep this in a Vera Bradley Cosmetics bag because it's big and it has lining, because my signatures are in here and I don't want them to poke through any other bags. I did a few more rows on my shipwrecked. My stomach is making all sorts of noises. I hope you can't hear it. It's digesting dinner. We had to eat late tonight. But I'm in the Bleeding Hearts section still. I only did a couple of rows over the weekend. We had a big snowstorm here, the Nemo snowstorm, and so we were all snowbound, homebound. Snowbound?
Yeah, we were. Homebound is like
when you're ill.
Yeah.
Okay. We were stuck here, little cabin fever, from Thursday night when we got home from. I went to a couple grocery stores and then came home and. We didn't leave until this morning.
Nope.
And it was great.
Kids went and played outside a couple times, but
I worked from home on Friday, and so I didn't get to work on this, not because I couldn't, but our home is very small, and so by the time I had time to focus on something and it was quiet, I didn't want to mess it up. So, not that it's hard, because it's not. But that's a free pattern on Knitty if you're just tuning in for the first time. And the yarn is, I should probably show all of it. The yarn is Keegan Lane Yarns, which is the company that we sometimes die for when we have time. And it's a progressive, so the darkest has the most coral, and then some light pink, and then very muted pastels. So, and my beads. So I'm excited to continue on with it. We'll see what this week brings. I'm working on a couple other projects that I'm kind of addicted to, so I can't really stop. I started my Peasy. We're doing a Peasy knit-along on our His and Hers Ravelry board. It is a cardigan, and I really like it a lot. The construction is something that I hadn't done before, and it is a pay-for pattern, so I don't feel comfortable telling you exactly what it entails, but I'm to the point now where I've started to do the lace panels on the front, and there are a lot of ends, and that's because of the way the construction works. So once I have more of a substantial sweater, do you mind holding that part up? I'll start to weave in the ends. But this is my raglan increases here for the sleeves, and you've got some over there, and then the lace paneling starting here. I'm knitting mine out of some Deep Stash. This is Valley Yarns Northfield, which is an alpaca wool silk blend, and it's a really interesting ply. I think it's 9 plies that are super twisted on themselves, so it's a very lofty, almost hollow core when you press on it, but when you pull it, it really buckles down on itself, which is nice. And it has really pretty stitch definition, and I hope that you can see that. I'm going to try and take a picture to put in. And yeah, I'm just at the beginning. I'm a couple hours in at this point because, like I said, the construction was new. And this is a knit-along, so if you'd like to join us on the Ravelry board, our group is really fun. We have a lot of people who come in and they've either already knit it, or they've knit something like it, or they want to knit it in the future and they don't have time now, so everybody's kind of chiming in, and it's really fun. And this is in my Erin Lane bag that I bought at Stitches East this year. And then I'm working on a new pair of socks, and I cast on for these yesterday. And I can't stop knitting them. This is just a plain vanilla sock. It'll have a True Afterthought heel, and this is yarn that Sean ordered on his own for me for Christmas this past year. And this is from Fireweed Dyed Works, who is AlaskanNancy.etsy.com, and this is the Natasha colorway. And I showed this for Sock It To Me Monday, which is STMM on Plurk, Twitter, Instagram. You can hashtag it. There's also a a Flickr group for photos. I almost said a Yahoo group. I found out because I had put the picture up that her shop is currently empty and that she's going on vacation around the 20th. So I don't know if she's going to update again, but Sean just messaged her on Etsy.
I'm really proud of myself for that whole experience.
I'm proud of you as well.
That was my first one. I was like, I don't know if you know me, but I'm this guy and I need some yarn. And she was like really excited to help, and it was really fun.
It was.
And you know, she was excited. I wanted to get 2 skeins, so I messaged her back and I'm like, oh yeah, can you throw this one in too? And she's like, oh yeah.
This is the, can you throw this one into? This is the second color.
So she said,
that was kind of Valentine-y.
I'll
like,
dye them right up,
why,
and they'll dry, and I can have them out. And she said, "Man, you know, however you want to do the payment, it's okay with me." So it was fun. And she
I
was
hope
really
that
super
you
helpful.
paid her in money.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
How else would you pay someone?
I don't know.
Oh, just like different form. Like she was, however.
She meant like PayPal. Or
Yeah, I don't have a PayPal, so
no.
I used wampum. No, I'm just kidding. It wasn't wampum.
So I felt like this color was a little Valentine-y. I don't know. Kind of, but not really. So that's why I chose to do this one next.
It's spring, chocolate, and Valentine.
It is.
Because of the blue and the green,
Yeah.
and you've got the Valentine, and you've got
Here's
the
the whole
chocolate
cake.
color.
You gotta get the whole cake in there. Look at that.
Yeah.
It's so awesome.
It came out really good.
And I'm toting this around to work because this is what I've been knitting on my lunch. I should probably take my shipwreck in tomorrow and knit that on my lunch, but I'm addicted to this sock. And this is one of my Hojillion.
Hojillion?
That's more than a lot. Hojillion Jessa Lee bags.
Like a Hujillion?
Because I'm a Jessa.
By Jessa Ho?
I'm a Jessa Ho.
Is that mine?
Yes,
that was
it's
mine.
yours.
Jessa Ho? Yeah. Copyright. A circle.
And hi to Jane, Jessa Lou's mom, who irons all of the bags. So this is the outside. They're Gabera daisies, polka dots, which are my favorite thing, besides stripes. And on the inside are bees and honeycombs. And Jessa Lou does an amazing job reinforcing her seams. And she had an update the other day with some of the fabrics that I helped
That's
on the
right.
creative end to help her come up with. I'm going to sneeze.
There's usually 2. Wait for it. I can't believe that worked. And that's on film. Bless you.
Thank you. So she had an update, and there were Downton bags, and there were Big Bang Theory and Torchwood. And I didn't buy one because Jessa Lou told me I can get one whenever I want.
So there you go.
I didn't
So
need
pick
one
your
right
favorite
now.
and you get one.
I'm gonna wait.
Okay.
Because I'm enjoying some of the bags I've had for a little while. Like this one I think I've had for a year. And then they have a handle, and she puts one of her labels on the inside, and they all come with a little hang tag that she matches to the bag. Love it! And it kind of matches my sock.
It's springy.
So Dawn, there you go, I'm channeling
It
you.
looks like snow in spring.
Kind of.
It's a good dichotomy. Whoa.
Winter is just, whew, sucking away my soul. We has big words, and I cannot lie. The other thing that I've been working on here and there is some cross stitch. I'm going to be doing the silver, the frosted pumpkin. The frosted pumpkin, because you said it sounded tasty.
It does sound tasty.
They do a
Sounds delicious.
monthly stitch along, and every month they mail you the pattern. And I ordered all of the stuff for it, and it's being held captive in Shrewsbury because of Nemo. It just said like, leaving Michigan, going to Ohio, arriving in Connecticut, Shrewsbury, delayed by weather, or something like that. I was like, son of a monkey. So I've been working on one that I already have.
That was above the bar. That was above the bar.
I'm
That's
trying.
good.
And it is Friends and Coffee. And it says, Friends and Coffee make the perfect brew. Love you a latte.
Oh my god.
And I bought this in Maryland a couple of years ago when I did some work travel. And
I love me a latte.
I've only gotten that far. This is quite a few hours. This is Hunger Games and another movie, Brave?
No.
Something with the kids. Oh, the one with Hiccup.
Yeah.
How to Train Your Dragon.
How to Train Your Dragon.
Which our kids are obsessed with. So it looks like I haven't gotten very far, but this is quite a bit of time. And there's the back. You can see where I started, which was here. It wasn't so good. This is down here where I ended, and it's pretty good. I know some people are like, why are you showing the back? I don't know. I just want it to look nice, the whole thing.
I know why.
So there it is.
I know why you want the back to look as good as the front, because you know someone who cross-stitches that way.
That's right.
Where you can't tell what's the back and what's the front.
I don't think I'll ever be as good as my friend MJ, but we started a thread in the Ravelry group for cross-stitching, so if you've dabbled in cross-stitching or you'd like to, or you've been obsessed with it your whole life, come join us. It's really fun. We put up the thread and there's people chiming in that have never spoken on our board before, so we're bringing in a couple of lurkers, which is always fun, and making new friends. So a lurker is somebody who doesn't post.
Oh, okay. Because it sounds a little nefarious.
Oh, sorry. Any other big words you want to throw out there? English major?
Sorry, I don't know. Started reading Beowulf again.
I guess so. So it's been fun, and I just want to stop working and do all of my crafts. I haven't spun this week. I haven't woven this week. And I've decided that I'm going to frog the beast. And I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I was left with no real path, and I really don't have anything to gain by figuring it out.
You know, not to kind of draw a parallel, I was going through the hard drive in the PlayStation 3 the other day, just kind of getting rid of some stuff that I no longer have the games for, but I was holding on to the saves just in case I ever got the game back. You know, you don't have the game anymore. Why do you have why do you have this stuff saved if you can't really?
Well, I have 3/4 of a sweater.
Really finish it, because a lot of them I didn't finish the games. I was just like, you know, I was holding on to them, and I just get rid of them because
I don't know. It's
clogging up space.
I have 3/4 of a sweater, so
Clogging up space.
I'm a little. And then I just decided.
You know, and I can dump that stuff into the cloud and not really worry about it. You really don't have that option. You can't just. Although, wouldn't it be nice?
I want it to become something else.
You can just be like, poof,
No.
cloud.
Nope, I'm
No?
going to rip it out and I'm going to make it become something else, something new, something better.
Good.
So I'm excited about that.
All right.
I have something new that I did not purchase myself. This is a skein of Socks That Rock in the medium weight Muddy Autumn Rainbow. And this was my last birthday present from Sean. He got in touch with Socks That Rock and he ordered me yarn.
It was pretty easy. It was a little scary. And I'm kind of understanding what you all go through. Because I did this for my phone.
Hey!
Did it for my phone.
Right there. Look at that. A little bit of Diane. I'll channel some Diane.
Yeah, it's pretty gorgeous.
So there's.
What's it going to be? Do you already have a plan, or?
I need another
There's a-
skein.
I only bought one.
I need another one because I want a pair of socks and a shawl out of this colorway. So for
Now,
a future
if
gift.
I order another one, is it going to be close enough to be okay?
Yeah, because I'm not using them on the same project. I want a pair of socks and I want a shawl.
So one's enough usually for a pair of socks.
And maybe a preemie cap or two or a baby pair of socks. I haven't decided if this is going to be socks first or the shawl. I can't decide. So we'll see. But I need one of each.
It's like an autumn rainbow.
It is.
I know.
I love it. So thank you.
You're welcome.
So nice. I think we'll do our drawing now before we do our book review.
Okay.
Okay. Can you hold up this skein?
Sure.
So around the time that we were leading up to 500 members, we opened a thread to thank you, our viewers, for taking the time to watch us. There's so many podcasts, whether it be visual or audio podcasts, and you don't have to watch us, and you come back sometimes, some of you, and that's really great. So we wanted to thank you. And so I spun up a loop bat from a friend, my friend Diane, who sent it to us. And it's 3.6 ounces. I got 135 yards of worsted, and it is chain plied, so it's a 3-ply. And we had 133 members
Wow.
who commented. I asked that people show, the project that they're most proud of or that they have the most fun. If it's something they're working on currently or something they did forever ago. And so I'm going to generate. That's number 130. And that, I'm still getting used to this. Thank you for bearing with me. And that is Forever Knitting 31. And that is Sarah from Hemet, California.
Cool.
And she said, I love my Breaking Dawn hat that I crocheted. I will post a picture of it later. Well, you didn't post a picture, so I'm going to go over to your projects, and I'm going to find it.
Uh-oh.
5 projects. Oh, it's not in there. Oh, it's not updated. But that's okay. So congratulations. Please send me a Ravelry message with your address so I can mail it to you. And thank you for everybody who became a member of the group.
Yeah.
We are at, let me check because I don't even know. It doesn't matter to me how many people are in our group. I just think it's a nice community. So 583 members.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, a lot of people have joined in the last couple days, which is nice. It's nice to have new friends. So we have a book review. I think it's right there, yes. A couple of weeks ago, I was on Ravelry, lost in the abyss of patterns, getting inspired, and I came across an Alana Dakos pattern, and I was like, I've never seen that pattern before, so I started clicking and clicking to the next thing and clicking to the next thing, and I was just mystified. I was like, she has a new book. So she and I were talking, I was like giddy, and she offered to allow us to review the book, and I was so excited because I liked every single pattern in the book. So it was really exciting to get a preview of the book. So the book is currently available. You can go to Ravelry and download it as an ebook, or you can go to her website and do the same. You can also go to her website and pre-order your book, and with that you will get the PDF download. And when the book is in print, it will ship to you directly. And I believe that those come out sometime late winter, early spring. I don't know the exact ship date on that. I don't know if it's been released. But this is the first entire book, knitting-wise, that I've looked at on my iPad, so I was really excited to see how interactive it was. Previously I had a Kindle Fire, which some things were interactive. It's more of an Android base. But in my experience, it wasn't very knitter-friendly, so I was excited to have something that was more PDF-friendly, that I could keep notes and interact with in that way. So the cover drew me in right away. I love the colors in it. And when I started going through it, there is information on how all the links will take you to all these places as long as whatever you're using is hooked up to the internet, whether it be on 3G or through Wi-Fi. And the photographs are just gorgeous. And at the end of the book it has the link for the stylist, the photographer, the graphic designer, and you can go right to their web pages as well, which was really interesting. The table of contents is all interactive. You can click on each one and it will take you right to that pattern, or on the numbers around the actual photographs of the patterns, it will take you to those patterns as well. So you can either read and look at a title that inspires you and go to the pattern, or actually just touch right onto the pattern and it will transport you right over there, which is neat. And I love the color palette. They used a variety of different yarns, and there are suggestions for each pattern for kind of higher end yarns as well as more affordable yarns. And I like every single pattern. Every single one. The introduction is really nice. It explains how she's been inspired. I even like how she writes her name. Look at that.
It's awesome.
It's so cute. It has some tips on choosing gauge and yarn size, and how your gauge will help to configure your final product, so what type of a fabric you'll end up with, which when I was a newer knitter I didn't understand. Even when I worked at Webb's, I said, okay, you're working with your worsted weight yarn, it says you're supposed to use an 8, that's what you use. But I didn't know that there were people who could knit with an 8 and it could look like they had knit with, a size 15, all depending on their gauge. So She outlines that really, really nicely. And then she talks all about how everything's been pattern tested, it's been checked for accuracy, but in case you find an error or you run into trouble, she gives you the email as well as the web address right in the book. And you just click on it and it goes. I've never seen a pattern that does that ever. Ever. So pattern support right in the book. That's insane. She really encourages people to swatch. If you need to swatch, swatch. I love this sweater. This is the cover sweater. And had this book come in maybe in September of last year, I would have made this for Rhinebeck.
Oh, yeah.
But because it was warmer, but because this is lace with a cami or a light t-shirt underneath, it would have been perfect.
Mm-hmm.
This is called Autumn's End. And the neat thing is that right here, next to the title of each pattern, there's a Ravelry link. So you just touch it, and it takes you right over to Ravelry with all the information. So right from there, you can actually go and see how many people have already knit it. There are 10 projects in progress. So if you click over here where it says that there are 10 projects, it will take you to the 10, supposedly 10 projects that are being listed. It only shows 3. And it looks like somebody just started it. Wow, they got pretty far. They're using Madeline Tosh DK, and the pattern actually suggests Barocco. So this person's already going right outside the box. But look at that. It's beautiful. So you can go and see who's knitting it. Boy, I am just great at this iPad thing. Still learning. You can see people's notes, what other, it says that there are 10 projects, and I only get 3. So let's see Yarn Ideas.
We're going to stop talking about the 3 projects.
Shut up. So it shows Cascade, Elizabeth Levold, Silky Wool, as well as E-Cool, which I've never seen that yarn before. Madeline Tosh DK and Barocco Extra Ultra Alpaca Light. So it's neat because you may not have in your stash the suggested Barocco Ultra Alpaca Light, or maybe you're allergic to alpaca, or maybe you wanted something else. You can see what other people have used and see their notes, which I think is so cool. She talks about gauge for every single pattern, and everything is really, really well laid out. It's very clean and easy to see, which if you're using a program like Goodreader, it means that you can actually go in really easily. Pretend that it's easy. It really is easy, I'm just new. And you can highlight your pattern and mark it up ready to go. So it's just really, it's so cool. It's so cool.
Is it cool?
The photography, like I said, is so beautiful. And the saturation of color I really like as well. The other neat thing is for the schematics, so how long your sleeves should be, what you should block and dress your finished object to, is actually a photograph of the object, which she then overlaps the measurements.
Yeah.
And it's all spelt out on the bottom for every size. And the sizes for every single pattern go from, you know, a women's extra small, so maybe a size 0 to a size 2, which this pattern is about a 34.5, and it goes all the way up to a 58.5, which I don't know for sure, but I think that it's up in the high 20s for women's tops, because before I was wearing probably like a 46, and this goes well beyond that. So I mean, and then you can also see the grading of the pattern, so if for some reason your chest measurement is larger than a 58, you can already see the progression of the sizes, so you can very easily make the size that will fit you, which I think is so nice. The charts are really clear and easy to mark up if you're using Goodreader or Knit Companion. I love that silhouette view of that sweater. You can really see the seams and how well it was done. So pretty. The details are really cute. I love the neckline on that next pattern with the pocket detail. This is Buds and Blooms, which would make a really nice light coat for fall or early spring. You could do a spring color. Here's the back. The back is just beautiful. You know what I should do? I have a fleece upstairs in the linen closet.
You do.
That would be a beautiful sweater.
It would be.
I'll have to look into that. And there again is that schematic right over the pattern. So as you're sitting down to dress your pattern, after you've washed it, you're blocking it, and you're going to actually dress it, set it out to dry, you can see exactly where everything should be, so there's no guesswork. You can see where the increases are. You can see where the raglan increases are on the arm. You can see where your pockets fall. It's so great. She's so smart. There's some more detail on that neck. This one is Twigs and Willows, and this one is tied for one of my favorites. I love the detail. It mimics the collarbone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so beautiful. I might have to get the actual yarn in this color for this project. I just love it. It's Brooklyn Tweed Shelter. Cha-ching! Luckily it's local.
Yeah.
It's made right up in Harrisville, New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Woohoo! Oh, look at that. So pretty. And this is the other one that I love, Entangled Vines. And it's this shoulder detail right here that is so gorgeous. I don't think that I would style it in this way just because my body type. I think that I would have worn it a little bit differently, but it looks very nice on her. I like the lace underneath, but I wouldn't have done the top button. And there's some button detail as well. Everything here just looks so comfortable. Like you could wear it to work with slacks, but then you can also wear it with jeans on a Saturday. And then there's a whole accessory section. So there's hats, like the forest floor. There's mittens and socks. I love these socks. They look so comfy. And she has these knit on a size 1. I would still use a 2 just because that's what I'm comfortable with my gauge on. And then I love this little neck warmer. It's called the Twin Leaf Loop. It's an infinity scarf. And the detail of it is just like the leaves here. And it doesn't say what type of leaf this is. I'm sure I could look it up. But that's the detail, and then you loop it twice around your neck. It just looks so European. I love it. It's really pretty. And the yarn in this one is the Fiber Company Tundra, which I have 2 skeins of.
Oh, how convenient.
It's very convenient. I don't know if they're the same color. Now I gotta go look. And then there's the Ivy Trellis mittens. Again, that really pretty burnt pumpkin. Oh, it's so pretty. I think that's part of why I find her to be such a successful designer. She not only chooses the right fiber so that the stitch definition is there, but the color palette she chooses is really, really rich. I mean, she could have released this book easily in the fall and it would have done well, but even in the spring, like, these colors I think are really vibrant. They're not just brown.
Mm-hmm.
They're not dull. I love this hat. That's the leaf detail. It's called the Pressed Leaves hat. Look at that. Now, I have a friend who has said that berets are out, and I have to respectfully disagree. This hat is adorable, and it's not just a beret, it's an adorable beret. Look at that.
It's pretty adorable.
I love it. And I think that that is a single ply Tosh Merino DK. I haven't knit with that before. I'll have to remedy that. Look at that picture. Isn't that pretty?
Mm-hmm.
that is probably the only thing in the entire book that isn't something that I would wear. I feel like everything else in the book was styled in a very classic way that I feel like I could wear it. This is a little bit too trendy for me, even though the styling of it is actually more dated. It's kind of like 1920s inspired almost. It's like a page boy cap. Like a cloche meets page boy cap. I think it's really interesting, but it's not something that I feel like I could pull off. But I have friends who really liked it, so I'm excited to see if they knit it, what it looks like in person. The other really great part, there's some fingerless mitts here at the end, as well as this gorgeous shawl wrapped in leaves. Love that. She has a whole technique section here at the end, so more than just... Doesn't that make you want to knit every single one of them? I need to have them all. That's about $800.
I don't want to talk about it. That's not, no.
There's a whole technique section here in the back. And the verbiage for all of the techniques is so clear. You know, I was wondering at first if she was going to do like video tutorials with links. I don't think it needed it. I mean, there's 3-needle bind off, there's Kitchener stitch, knitted cast on, garter stitch. There was nothing in here that I also thought that was a technique that I didn't know. So if you're an intermediate knitter, I feel like you could really go into this still learning something technique-wise, because Alana does a really nice job of kind of doing things on a fresh side, but you're not going to go into it wondering what the heck she's talking about, or feeling like it's a waste of your time, or that it wasn't properly tech edited. Like, I read through every pattern, and I feel like they were all so clear. I'm going to knit almost everything in here, which I'm excited about. The other neat part is at the end, there's knitted leaf samples out of all of the yarns that are used, as well as the websites to where you can obtain these yarns. So it's Barocco, Alpaca, Blue Sky Alpaca, Brooklyn Tweed, Classic Elite, Kilburn Woolens, which is the Fiber Company's distributor, Madeline Tosh, Miss Babs, and Quince & Company. So I think it's a really nice sampling. And then there's a second page with all the other yarns that were used.
It's cool.
Knit up. So you can really see the stitch definition and the detail. Like the Ultra Alpaca is a little bit harder to see the stitch definition due to the halo on the alpaca, but like the Classic Elites, yeah, that one's beautiful. And the Tosh Merino, like, it's so neat to see the difference. I love that picture. Is that an acorn as a heart? I didn't know that. Actually, maybe that's a walnut. I think that's a walnut. And then at the end there's acknowledgements, like I said earlier, so the tech editor, the photographer, it actually goes right to their websites. And the photographer, I was looking at her blog earlier, she's really talented, and she crochets. So I thought that that was a really neat, look at that kitty. I thought that that was a really neat piece to include. And then at the very end, it has the pattern for the little leaves. So if you wanted to make like a bunting, or put them on presents, or cork boards, or whatever, like if you're spinning and you have a little bit left over, you could knit up a bunch of leaves. That would be really fun too. And then that's the back of the book.
Cool.
I really like it.
That's really cool, all the interactive stuff.
I really like that part of it a lot, and I think it was extra fun just because I hadn't had that experience before. So yeah, I think that you should definitely check it out. You can order the printed copy for $22 plus shipping, and as a special thank you, she's going to send you the ebook for free immediately so you can start your projects, and it will ship mid-May. If you want to just order the ebook, you can do so off of Ravelry or right off of her site, which is Botanical Knits, BOTANICALKNITS.com, and that's $18. I think that that's it.
Cool.
So thank you very much, Alana, for letting us be
really
the first
cool.
stop on your book tour.
It was awesome.
It was so fun. when we were prepping for our episode, we were sitting on the couch and I was showing Sean all the sweaters, and he just kind of started doing one of these because I got so excited about them. Like, I would have bought this book regardless, so the fact that she sent it, I was excited, but then to be included on her blog as a book tour, I was pretty excited. So, thank you. And if anybody's knitting any of these patterns, please let me know. Come on over to the group. I'd love to see what you're working on, what yarn you chose, so I can get excited too, because I need to finish my PZ first before I cast on for anything else.
You get yourself pretty deep into that before you start.
I know. I really wanted to do, my friend Mel, M. Ski Knits, she designed a mystery knit along, and it's a sweater. And before I started the PZ, I really thought about, do I want to jump into this? I don't have a good track record with mystery knit-alongs. I get into it, I start it, and my heart's just not in it oftentimes. So with a sweater and with my body changing the way that it is due to us changing what we eat and all of that, I'm losing weight at a clip, and I don't want to invest in something that I may not be able to wear. Yeah. So the good part about her mystery knit-along is that the pattern's going to be available throughout. So as they're knitting it, if I really get into it, I can purchase it, or I can wait till after and knit it next. So
cool.
Trying to think what else. What's on your plate? We made chili.
We did.
Sean actually roasted a chicken first.
This is the second time I've done this.
So we're gonna do a double take on what's on your plate. So how do you roast a chicken?
We take the chicken and you put it in the crock pot, and you take a lemon, cut it in half, and squeeze it over it. You add garlic, salt, pepper.
Inside and outside.
Inside and outside. And a celery stalk. And you put it in the crock pot and turn it on high for 6 hours?
4 to 6 hours. I usually do 6.
And it comes out.
Falling off the bone.
Falling off the bone. Like, it's kind of hard to explain. Like, we never tried it, really.
No, I just bought a chicken and I was like, here, I'm going to go to work. Can you cook this chicken?
Try this. And it worked out really well.
Oh, it was so good.
And you get, if you want to just do like a crock pot roast chicken with sides, you can do that. Mm-hmm. That's what we did the first time. And then we got stock out of the bones and some of the leftover chicken.
As we picked the meat off, we put it right back in.
This time we gave the kids some of it, I think, for dinner the first time, or did you not? Mm-mm. No, so we didn't do anything. So we did, first we did the soup, which is...
I used the stock from the bones and made a chicken soup.
Yeah, vegetable soup, which has
broccoli,
a plethora of vegetables in it. Pearl onions and carrots and
mushrooms.
And mushrooms, and it's just awesome. We had it for lunch today.
Mm-hmm.
And then with the rest of it, she did chicken chili.
Mm-hmm. It was so good.
With 3 different kinds of beans.
I did 2 kinds because the pot was so full.
Yeah,
I did the white kidney beans and black beans with just tomato puree. Big, huge can of tomato puree. Put it right in the crock pot. I put in 1.5 cups of water. I did half a large sweet onion. I sauteed it first and then I put that in. And then I just rough chopped half the chicken.
Yep.
Just chop, dumped it in. Added some chili powder, and this is where the weird part is. I don't measure any of this stuff. I do it by sight, so I did
start doing that.
I did a palm full of chili powder. I don't feel like I have large hands, but it's that much. And then I do salt, pepper, and garlic powder. I don't use garlic salt, garlic powder. And then I just stirred it and cooked it for 4 hours in the crock pot. And we grated some sharp cheddar over the top. And that was dinner last night.
Wine.
Oh, and we had a bottle of wine, and it was so good.
It was excellent wine. So, and the thing that's missing from the meal is the Italian bread that we would have with the chicken soup, and the cornbread we would have had with the chili. And that's where all the weight came from for us.
Yep.
So
our bodies don't break down carbs.
And sodas, which now we have water and maybe a glass of wine.
Our glass of wine last night.
That was the first glass of wine in months that we've had with anything.
Oh, so, it was so good.
19 pounds for me as of the other day when I weighed. Yesterday when I weighed.
I weigh in tomorrow morning.
And you do your weigh in tomorrow morning. So
it's working for us.
It's working, and it's scary that that's all we had to do. to lose that kind of weight.
And it's for serious. It's 3 meals a day. It's
Yeah,
healthy snacks
and-
in between. It's not like, oh, I'll eat this salad and then I can go eat fried chicken. No, you can't.
No,
We can't.
it didn't work.
So,
And because that's what we did in the past. You try to portion control, but when you portion control with garbage, it doesn't mean much. So you have to portion control with stuff that your body can process.
yeah.
Because your body can't process a lot of stuff quickly enough.
Mine can't. Mine turns everything into direct sugar.
And
so
there
I
are,
can't
you know,
do
and
it.
don't get us wrong, we know out there are some people that eat whatever they want and look great. And
What the heck is up with that?
It's a certain type of mentality. I have a friend at work who, he was a runner in college, in high school and college, and he just eats garbage and can't put on much
Wings
weight.
and beer for every meal.
And you know, and he dropped 7 pounds last week just
Eating what we eat.
stopping the garbage, which is even more telling that even somebody with that kind of metabolism can lose that much weight just by watching what you eat. So.
And there's still improvements that we can make.
Oh yeah, I'd love to be able to run. I'd love to be able to add things to the whole lifestyle that would help. And maybe once the weather turns, maybe we can do that. Maybe we can find some time to do some stuff. So,
I mean, there's going to become a point where our metabolism is going to use what we have to the point where we're going to plateau.
yeah, and you'll need to do something
And
else.
that's when
and then
we'll start to
maintain that.
exercise.
You know, so it's the journey we're on,
It's
and
working out.
it's for our future because we need to be around a while.
Yeah.
So,
Definitely. You don't get rid of us that easy.
nope, we're only on 31. Look out.
So I think that's it, now that we're rambling.
So that was our plate.
Yeah. We got 2 recipes this week. Roasted
Yeah.
chicken, make some chili. Woohoo! Yum. So you can find us on Ravelry. We have a His and Hers group. On Facebook, we have a His and Hers group. Please feel free to post, to join in. There's some amazing people, and it's really nice to make new friends. We're on Twitter, and for that, that's really just me posting the new episodes. I'm on Plurk as Meliabella, Meliabella, and on Ravelry and Instagram under that name as well. My photographs are also on Flickr.
I'm Viper989 on the PlayStation Network, so you can find me there. I will not stalk any children, so don't have them come find me.
Yeah, please don't.
Viper_413 on Ravelry when I get there, and also on Twitter. But I don't tweet.
And Instagram.
Instagram, regular Viper413, I think. I don't think there's an underscore there.
Yep.
And yeah,
I think that's it.
that's it.
So please be kind,
Yeah.
and remember that you have to look at yourself in the mirror every day. So be good to each other. Thanks
Have
for
a good
stopping
week.
by.
See you next week.